Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daisy. If you haven't been here before, thank you so much for being here today. On today's episode of Fit Fridays, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 ways that you can go ahead and get your fitness journey started. Now, the reason why I decided to make this video is because I often post on my social media how my progress is going, and I of course post pictures all the time. And anytime that I do, and you can tell that there's a significant difference in my journey or in my weight loss, a lot of the times I have people reaching out to me and asking how it is that I did. And the most popular question of all is, of course, how did you do it? In today's video, I'm actually going to break down for you some of the things that have helped me in starting my fitness journey and honestly continuing that journey throughout this whole time. Honestly, I have so much information that I've been sharing with people left and right that I thought to myself, why not make a video about it and just explain to everyone what it is that I do in order to, 1, start my journey, and 2, stay motivated. Because more than anything, it's not just about starting, right? It's about sticking to it too. And I know full well 100% how hard that can be. So today I'm going to go ahead and tell you everything that I know, everything that has been working for me, and hopefully this can work for you too. Now, the very first thing that I always recommend is to first of all change your mindset and realize that if in case you're wanting to start a journey of your own, then you need to realize that this is more of a lifestyle change, and we shall not refer to this as a diet or as anything indicating that it's a momentary lapse time, in which in reality, I mean, at least for me, I would assume that we all want to make all of these things work and stick, right? So first things first is I do suggest that you get yourself out of that mentality that it's just momentary. I have, of course, explained this in a lot more detail in a previous video that I've made before, but of course, I do just want to briefly touch up on that and just remind you that in order for you to be able to move forward with your goals, you have to realize that this is something that you're going to have to be sticking to 100% and really adapt it into your life. It's not something that you can just pick and choose days where you do or don't want to do it. I mean, of course, there's always moments where you can go ahead and, break out of your little cycle, but as long as overall you're always thinking as a lifestyle change versus a diet plan or a short-term exercise plan, then you will of course accomplish your goals a lot faster, or if not, just accomplish your goals overall. Because a lot of the times whenever we don't have that mentality, what happens is anything gets in our way, whether it be not waking up for the gym the next morning or simply just not feeling like you have the energy to go, and then that becomes one day followed by another, next thing you know it's a week later and you haven't done anything for yourself again. So for that reason, number 1 is lifestyle change. Now, the second thing that I suggest that you do is take your before pictures. I cannot explain this enough. I don't even know how to put it into words, to be honest with you, how exciting it's going to be when you come to a point where you start to realize that your body is changing and that you're doing so good for yourself. And then you look back to those old pictures and all of a sudden you are shook, my friend. Yes, that's true. And maybe right now that's not something that you can relate to. But trust me, you're going to come to a point where all of a sudden you look at these pictures and you're like, who is that? Because honestly, it does happen that way. And look, let me just share a little bit about me, okay? So I've always been the type of person that when I was bigger, I never really wanted to take pictures. I would take selfies, but to be honest with you, it was like right here. And I'm sure I'm not alone, right? So I used to take a bunch of selfies right here, but even those selfies, I look through my photos right now, and if I start going through my photos, I can see changes like happen month to month. Like literally month to month. And I didn't take my pictures with the intention of, sharing them or even, I don't know, having that realization. But the fact is that it happened, and I'm so glad that I have them, and I'm so glad that they're there because I can always refer to them at any point in time and just realize the progress that I've been able to make, and of course always be happy about that. Now, besides just taking regular pictures, I do suggest that you do take pictures with measurements. What that means is I recommend that you buy yourself a measuring tape like this. And honestly, these are super duper inexpensive. I actually bought this one in a set of 3 at a dollar store not long ago, and I gave one away. But regardless, you only need one, okay? They all work about the same. They have like different lengths and all that, and all that really matters is that they have inches or centimeters. That way you can go ahead and measure yourself. And the reason why you want to do this is because not always do you see changes on the scale. And that's something that, you have to come to realize too, that the scale isn't necessarily your best friend. A lot of the times you get on it in the morning, and by come 5 o'clock, you may be 2 pounds heavier. And that doesn't mean you gain 2 pounds in a day. It's just how your weight fluctuates throughout the day. And with that said, I never recommend anybody to weigh themselves on the daily. So if that's something that you're doing currently right now, I recommend that you slowly start to dial that back a little bit, because it can tend to make you feel some type of way whenever it is that you see that that number doesn't go down anymore. And of course, it won't go down every single day. So don't discourage yourself that way. Take measurements, because honestly, this is probably one of the best ways that you're going to be able to see your body do major changes. And of course, record them, because good things save time, right? So next thing was measurements. The third thing that I want to go ahead and tell you is get rid of the temptation, okay? Get rid of the temptation that's hiding in your cupboard, in your fridge, in your desk, anywhere that it is that you feel that you tend to stash anything around. Remove it, do away with it, okay? The reason why I say is get rid of temptation is because we are all human. We are all so easily led by what we want at the time and forget what our bigger goals are. So because of that, one of the things that I love to do is make sure that I don't have anything that is too temptful in my kitchen. When I actually first started wanting to do this journey, I made sure that I got rid of everything. And then what I did was I went ahead and I bought things that were much healthier, much better to eat. And honestly, if I ever felt like grabbing a snack, I could actually reach for something that was better, rather than putting in all this work all day long just to come eat like 500 to 600 calories and like one chocolate bar. I don't think so. Like, pre-plan, I think that's more the gist of this whole thing. Pre-planning, because you know yourself better than anyone else. I know myself better than anyone else. Because I know myself really well, I have to be ahead of myself 2 or 3 steps. You know what I mean? And that's something that I wish that you do too. Because again, temptation's going to come around, and when it does, you have to be ready for it. And if you're ready, then you'll be much more productive. If you're not ready, then you'll have to be reactive, and then maybe make up for it later on, or just forgive yourself for it. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? That is like one of the most important, I know I talked about lifestyle change, but one of the most important things to remember is don't be so hard on yourself, because we all make mistakes. And it's not that they're mistakes, they're more like learning curves. We all go through a learning curve. So don't be afraid to learn from what you do, okay? That's life, right? That's life. So yes, getting rid of temptation, making sure that you buy yourself your good foods, your good snacks, and your vitamins to supplement for some things that you may not be getting in your diet fully. Now, this is going to be different for everybody. And to be very honest with you, the best thing that you can do is probably consult with your doctor. Do it that way. Let them tell you what it is that you need based on you, your body, and everything. I mean, they're your healthcare professional, right? They should know. So speak to your doctor, get that situated. Now, the fourth thing that I recommend that you do is find yourself a goal outfit. It doesn't have to be a whole outfit. I'm not talking like, a top, pants, shoes, I don't know, headwear, purse. No, that's not what I mean, okay? What I mean is find yourself something that you would like to fit into. Okay, and this is actually really exciting, so I'm happy and I'm excited for you. But find yourself something that you want to fit into, whether it's something that's already in your closet that you've had forever and ever and have just been wanting to wear it for a really long time and haven't been able to, or find something that you would love to have, but you wouldn't want to have it in the size that you're currently in. I've been there, and the reason why you want to do this is because you want to have something that reminds you of what your goals are, and that's something that we're going to get into in just a little bit as well. But you do want to have something that reminds you as to what your goal is, and that way it can be a little bit more, what's the word? What is the word? A little bit more concrete, maybe? Like, instead of an idea, it's more like a solid. I hope that makes sense. Currently, well, not currently anymore, but used to be, these were my most recent goal pants. My mom actually got me these 2 years ago for Christmas. And when she gave them to me, she was like, ¿Te quedan? Of course, I hadn't tried them yet. ¿Te quedan means does it fit you in Spanish? And I hadn't tried them yet. So I was like, I don't know, Mom, but they look like they do. I was wrong. What happened was I actually got home and tried them on, and they would not go up past my butt. If I'm brave enough and if I feel bold enough, I'll go ahead and insert some pictures. That way you can go ahead and see what it is that I looked like, if I find them, of course. But we'll see. We'll see if those pictures actually make it on there, okay? But just to let you know, these are the pants. And now they don't fit anymore. Now, like, of course they fit, but now they're so loose, like around my legs and like around my stomach, that it's just incredible how far you can go. Like, really. So please, please, please get yourself something. I mean, these are like workout pants. No big deal. You see what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be anything grand or extravagant or anything like that, or expensive, mind you, because no. But yeah, find yourself a goal outfit. That way you can go ahead and fit into it and have your very own before and after picture and feel so good about yourself. The fifth thing that I wish to recommend for you is make your calendar. Now, what that means is I recommend that you get yourself a calendar specifically for your goals. This can be anything from a little handbook type, maybe that you can put on your wall, like a small little one. It can be anything really. It can be in a planner as well. The way that I have found that works really well for me are these right here, and these are from a desk calendar. Now, as you can see, this is the month of April, and I saved it because I want to keep track of myself as well, but this is for the month of April, and of course it's already been torn off and put away. But the reason why I want to show you this is because this right here is strictly for my fitness goals. I of course have other calendars, many calendars actually, one that's for school, one that's for like everyday life as far as bills and things like that, and then one that is for my workout and what I'm eating and things like that. And it's not a journal, it's not like a food journal or anything like that, trust me, it's not. But it's an overview, and I've actually talked about this a couple of times on my channel before, but the reason why I keep bringing it up so much is because honestly it's excellent. It's an excellent way to be able to see how it is that you're doing, kind of like get like a broad overview of your progress for the month, and then evaluate and see if you're doing enough, you know? So the way that I do it is I get myself a desk calendar, I put the month up there, and then I of course number the dates and all that according to the days. And what happens is I start to write down basically whether I'm doing good or bad, okay? It's really nothing into detail. I write down half of my square is what workout I did, if I did one, and then the other half of my square is just like a little short synopsis of what I ate. It's not like in detail as far as carbs, calories, and all this stuff. No. If I ate a hot dog, I write hot dog. Plain and simple, okay? So that's basically what it is. And the reason why I do this is because, as I said, it allows me to see an overview of how I'm doing throughout the month. Because this way I'm able to see if I'm actually putting in the work, or if I ever feel like I'm really not making much progress, I'm not losing any weight, what's going on? Well, my friend, you got your calendar that you can refer to now and actually see what's going on. So I recommend that you go ahead and do this. And side note, some of these have like this little note area. On here, you can actually start to write down your measurements as well. And that's the reason, again, why I save this, because my measurements when I first started this month are actually written in the back here. And I honestly feel like this is an excellent way for you to be able to look at your goals, see how you're doing, see if you need to do better, and so on. And it is so inexpensive. I think I've even seen desk calendars at dollar stores. So it's totally possible that they can be like $1 or $2. So don't quote me, but you know, try it out. Try it out. Maybe they're there. I'm pretty sure I got, you know what? Yes, I got this at a dollar store. I got this at a dollar store. So if anything, it's between $1 to $2. Get yourself one, my friend. Okay, on to number 6. One of the things that you're going to want to do is remind yourself of what your goals are. And it's really important to do that because, as I said before, you're going to go through those moments where you just kind of want to give up. And you have to remind yourself that you don't want to. You don't want to give up, okay? You've worked so hard. You're here. You've made so much progress, and why not keep that going? So the next thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is give yourself reminders. Whatever that may be, however that may look like to you, go ahead and figure out what it is that works for you. I'm going to show you, of course, what I've been doing recently, but again, this is just something that helps me. Everybody is different. Not everybody works the same. Not everybody looks at the same things that I do. So please go ahead and find something that you can go ahead and start posting around your home. For example, in front of my big mirror where I look at myself every single day to get ready. I'm pretty sure you know what a peach represents, but I went ahead and I drew up a big peach because that's one of my goals, you know? So I drew that up using printing paper and colors, and then I literally cut it up and put it up on my mirror. And I know you've seen it before, but I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like as well. And then, as I said, I have the one that's on my fridge that reminds me of my flat tummy goals. And if you didn't already know, there's this whole thing that says abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. So that way you know that what you eat has a lot to do with it. And to be very honest with you, although yes, putting in a bunch of workouts is great and it's excellent, but of course what you're putting into your body makes a lot more sense. And I have another one. The other one is under that same mirror, but like a little bit lower next to my weights, and it says hustle for that muscle, and I put a little crown over it because again, I'm at the point in my fitness journey that I want to go ahead and build muscle instead of lose weight. So that's the reason why I have those little things laying around my home. So honestly, anything that you're able to do, and it doesn't even have to be like so big or so direct, okay? It can be something really simple, maybe even something that only you know. It can be something as significant as, I don't know, you wear a certain clip and you know that clip is going to remind you of what your goals are, or maybe you wear a particular bracelet or a particular charm that you got yourself that means one thing in specific, you know what I mean? Like, I know that they even have, I used to have these bracelets before, and it was like one of those plastic bracelets that everybody uses, but it had that little button and you would just move it along to however much weight you had lost. In 5-pound increments, there was like a 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on, and you would just basically move that as to how many pounds you had lost. It's been a long time since I've actually seen a bracelet like that, and I'm assuming maybe Amazon, but honestly, those are just little things that you can do for yourself. That way you can go ahead and remind yourself what your goals are. Another way would be to do, like, you know, the little baby clothespins? Get yourself some of those. Make yourself a align a couple of them and then put pounds that you want to lose, and then an empty little strip area where they're going to go, and you're going to move them into with pounds that you've lost. That's what I actually did in the very beginning, and it worked so well for me because one, it felt amazing, literally taking the little baby clothespin and moving it from one side to the other, indicating that I had already lost that pound or 2 pounds or what have you. So that was always so much fun. You can even do it with, like, not cotton balls, but like, you know, those colorful fuzzy ones that kids use to like decorate for arts and crafts and all that, and they come in different sizes. You can even get yourself like a mason jar and put those in there, maybe start taking them out and putting them into another maybe even putting them into another jar, saying like, these are the pounds I want to lose and this is how much I've lost. I don't know, there's just so many ways that you can be creative and have fun with this and just really enjoy the journey, because that's important. Enjoy your journey, okay? Are you good, cool? Yeah? Can I tell them number 7 now? Yeah? I think we're ready. All right, on to number 7. The 7th thing that you're gonna wanna do, and honestly, I don't even think that I have to go ahead and really say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do so because it's really important and not a lot of people remember to do so. Drink your water. Water is super duper important, and I'm pretty sure, as I said, I don't even have to tell you, and I don't even have to break it down as to why, but honestly, water is just really good for you and your body for many reasons. One, of course, is weight loss, if in case that's something you're trying to achieve. And other than that, it just has so many good benefits as well. Like, if you drink more water, then you're probably less likely to get something like kidney stones and things like that. Drink your water however it is that you like. There are, you know, some theories behind saying that cold water is not necessarily good, and then some people that say that, like, you know, the warmer the water the better, because that way it can like go into your body and it'll be better for you that way. But in reality, as long as you're drinking water, as long as you're drinking something, I personally love drinking my water, right, Kua? Drinking my water in these little cups right here. This is like an Arctic cup, and I got it at Walmart. I take it with me everywhere. I've had it for a really long time. I love, love, love ice cold water. I do recognize the fact that if I am going to be like chugging water, or like, in other words, drinking a lot at a time, then it's probably not going to be ice cold or anything like that, because it's a little bit harder for it to go down, at least for myself, especially whenever it's time for me to take my vitamins. At that time in particular, I cannot drink cold water. It has to be like room temperature water, not weather. It has to be room temperature water. That way it's easier for me to just digest and swallow my pills, to be honest with you. Yeah, so Cold water is excellent. It's super yummy. It's super tasty. But not always is it like, you know, easy to go down depending on what it is that you're trying to do. Girl. Say hi, Koa. But yes, that was tip number 7. And number 8 is exercise. Now, for exercise, I don't want you to get super overwhelmed by the fact that, okay, I'm going to start losing weight, so that means I have to go to the gym. No, okay, you don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to kill yourself every single day with a heavy workout. Honestly, be kind to your body. Start slow. It really is how it is that you act at all times of the day. You're not going to be working out all day, right? But at all times of the day, you have to have that mindset, that progressive mindset where you know you have a goal ahead of you and you kind of just want to keep moving forward that way. So what I'm trying to say is, don't kill yourself about going to the gym. Honestly, what I suggest that you do is, even if you do have a gym membership, I recommend that you pick a spot in your house where it is that you can do a little setup for yourself and really just dedicate that area for your workouts. If in case there's ever a time where, one, you don't feel up for it to actually get in your car, drive to the gym, get off, and do a workout, because I've done it before where I drive there and then I drive back home. So, yeah. But if you have a little area at home, that even in itself can be a good reminder of like, hey, did you work out today? And if you hadn't, why not do it, right? So that is something that I made for myself as well. I'll go ahead and take a little image here and I'll insert a clip as to what that looks like. But it's really basic. Tony actually bought me a lot of these little things that I have on here. And honestly, I'm very thankful that he did, because he's one of the ones that has helped my journey along the way as I'm trying to just expand onto what I have and what I can use at home. Now, as far as exercise equipment, start slow. There's no need for you to feel discouraged at the fact that you don't have all these amazing things that you can use to be able to, you know, lift weights and things like that. You know, start small. Do what you can with what you have. One of the things that I always say is, if you don't have weights, make your own. You can even grab like a jar of some kind, or like even like a milk jug, like an empty milk jug or a water jug, let's say, a little bit of rocks. I mean, honestly, just rocks. And if you wish to figure out how much that jug weighs, depending on whether you get the pint, the quart, the gallon, or anything like that, get yourself your scale, weigh yourself with it on, weigh yourself without it, do the math, and then that way you know how much you're actually lifting. But if in case you would wish to do workouts at home as well, I also suggest maybe some of these. So these are like the it's like the resistance band, but these are made out of fabric and I absolutely love them. It comes in different sizes. The biggest one is the purple one, and then medium is going to be the pink one here, and then this teal one is our smallest one. Now, this purple one is one that I stopped using now because my legs are much smaller, so this actually falls off and I don't use that one anymore. And then depending on the type of workout that I'm doing is which one of these two am I actually going to pick up. And I feel like this really does amp up my workout. So I'm very happy that I have them. The set honestly was about anywhere between $15 to $20 on Amazon, and they got here fast. They're excellent. They're great, and they honestly make me feel much more sore whenever I use them during my squats and things like that. So I recommend these a lot. Anything that you can possibly do at home. I mean, again, there are times even when like I'm literally watching the news with Tony and I'm next to him doing squats. Like, you know, like pick a time. You don't have to, again, reserve like a whole hour or two to be able to go to the gym and back. You can even do it at home. Something small, if in case you don't feel for going for something big, you know? And even if you do not wish to have a membership, because I honestly haven't set foot in a gym in a while now, since like even before quarantine, like I haven't gone to the gym in some time. Now that I've already made a lot of progress at home during this whole time, I'm excited to go back, but of course, I'm not ready yet, so. The sooner that you start doing some form of exercise, the sooner that your body is going to start to react to the weight loss. So as you're beginning to lose weight, yes, excellent, great. But one of the things that we also need to remember is that during that time, you want to be toning up your skin. And to be very honest with you, for a really, really long time, I went without going to the gym, without stepping foot in the gym or doing much of a workout at home, because I relied so heavily on just what I was eating and how I was eating it and how I was learning about my body and this and that, that yes, I was losing the weight, but at the same time, I feel that if I had actually stopped to think for a little bit longer and said, you know what, but I do need to be working out at least 3 times a week, you know, if that, at least a couple of times a week, then maybe I wouldn't be having to be so reactive with my routines now. Okay, now hopefully that makes sense, but what I'm trying to describe, or what I'm trying to explain, is I used to be a bigger girl. Okay, I used to have like bigger arms, bigger legs, like of course a bigger stomach, you know. Me myself, I was just round. And you know, going from that to where I'm at right now, I'm very happy. But of course, because in between I didn't work out as much, or I didn't do as many like toning exercises of any kind, sometimes for weeks on end, I'm here now. And although I have made quite a bit of progress, I know that if I had been better during my journey or during that time, I'd probably be better off now. So I do actually suggest that you find ways where you can incorporate exercise just a couple times a week. It doesn't have to be 7 days a week, especially not 7 days a week. It doesn't have to be 6 days a week or 5 days a week. It can even be like 3 or anything, you know, something that you are able to do. You don't necessarily have to walk away drenched, as long as you do something. Get your body moving, get your body going, do a little something, because in the end you're going to be grateful for it. And I wish I kind of had it done a little bit more, you know, as I was dieting, or as I was, you know, changing the way that I was eating, I should say. But yeah, if I had worked out a little bit more, maybe I'd be better off now. But you know what? I learned, and that's the reason why I'm here to teach. So hopefully that's something that you can begin to do, because I didn't do. So yeah. Okay, that about covers what it is that I wanted to go ahead and show you today, what it is that I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about. I know that this video was a little bit more of just, you know, sitting here and chatting, but I feel like it's really important for me to get this information out to you sooner rather than later, because as I said before, the first question that people ask is, how did you get started? What did you do? And all that good stuff. So for that reason, I wanted to go ahead and make this video for you. If in case I've said something that has helped you or motivated you, please let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys and hearing what it is that you have to say. So please go ahead and give me your feedback down below in the comments. And as I've said so before, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and keep coming back every single week. Thank you all so much for being here, and have a good one. Bye!